Hello everybody, welcome back to the Magpie Review YouTube channel. I hope you are all well. Tomorrow night, Newcastle United play in the Carabao Cup against Manchester City at St James's Park. We all know there's been a bit of a rigmarole. There's been a right faff on in the cup draw because we all know that we should have been ball 19, but we got put in ball 20. They got Norwich and Newcastle mixed up in alphabetical order, so we really should have been number 19 ball. We should have played Fulham away, but we don't now. We'll play City at home. Manchester City, the treble winners, which is a very hard game. That draw is very strange to me. Like, how can you even get one of them mixed up? Just the Newcastle one and Norwich one. It's just madness. Surely there's rules. If there's a mistake, it has to be a redraw. But you know, it is what it is. We've got a home game now. Nothing can be changed. We'll play Man City at St James's Park tomorrow night. It's going to be a massive, massive game. You know, after Newcastle have just come back off a thrashing of Sheffield United at Bramall Lane, 8-0. 8-0, absolutely battered them with 8 different goal scorers, beating records. It's the biggest away win for Newcastle United ever in history. And it's the only time a team has ever had 8 different goal scorers in one game in the Premier League history. Breaking records again, anyhow, Newcastle United, fantastic. You know, Gordon was on fire. He is definitely player of the season so far. I think he's one card away from a ban because I think he's on 4 yellow cards, something like that. So we have to be careful, but for me, it will be a lot of rotation again, you know, because we've got this game, then we've got Burnley on Saturday, and then we've got Paris Saint-Germain next week. You know, another one which is unfolding. I'm hearing that Magpie is injured for that one, which I'm kind of gutted about because you want to see the best players playing at St James's Park in the Champions League. You know, you want to see Magpie running that, like players like Dan Burn and Trippier and running it through our middle. You want to see how we can cope with that quality of elite player. But it looks like he's out for that game. But yeah, massive week for Newcastle United. A huge, huge week in the Cup, in the League, in the Champions League. It's a massive, massive week for Newcastle. And it starts tomorrow night against Manchester City. You know, Haaland is absolutely on fire. I think Haaland scored more goals by himself than Chelsea has all season in 5 months. So that tells you it all, doesn't it? Newcastle United scored 8 against Sheffield United. It's absolutely mental. You know, I watched it, the scenes down there. You know, we're full of confidence now. We'll go into this Man City game with tails up. I think there will be a rotation again. But for me, I'd be starting Anthony Gordon. Isaac will probably start this one, I would have thought, because if normally when Callum Wilson starts, Isaac starts the next one. They got to freshen up, you know what I mean? Because the last thing we want is Callum Wilson pulling a massive injury and then we're buggered because, you know, I've got Isaac and Wilson. If one of them gets injured, we're pretty much stuck. We haven't got anyone else to come in. But yeah, playing Man City tomorrow now. Bernardo Silva, you know, you've got Haalands, you've got Fodens. Kevin De Bruyne is still out with that injury. But for me, Phil Foden and Haaland are their best players. Phil Foden is absolutely sensational. I've watched him for a few years now, and he's just the boy. He just runs that midfield, and when we played them last time, he was scary. He demolished Newcastle United. We didn't play that well. We played them in the league. We weren't really there, so this time we've got to really improve. We've got to turn up. You know, you've got to think as well, Newcastle were in the final last year of this cup against Manchester United. We lost that 2-0. You know, Rashford scored, and we got beat at Wembley, but, you know, at least while there, it was experience for the club, the players, the manager, Eddie Howe, and those fans. And do you know what it is, right? This ball's got mixed up with the draw, but do you know if we go and beat Man City tomorrow night, I truly believe we'll win the cup. If we knock out Man City, why can't we go to another Wembley final, you know, at the end of the season in May, and win it? There's no reason why we can't. You know, things happen for reasons, I believe, in life, and there's a reason why we got that number instead of Norwich's number. That's a reason for me, and do you know what it is? We'll go for it. We'll always go for the win. I think there will be a massive reshuffle of players again. But for me, I'd definitely start Gordon, if I could, because he's the one who spotted off. Harvey Barnes went off the last game with an injury, which was devastating for him in the first 5 minutes, I think it was. He was very disappointed. You could see his face, but Gordon, come on, we were sensational. We were absolutely class. He was class. The whole team was class. You know, Bottom got his first goal for the club. You know, it was lovely to see that. Dan Burn got a goal. You know, the last time Dan Burn scored, when he done that crazy dance in the dressing room, he said the last time he'd done that, he didn't score for a couple of years. So, you know, he scored. It's been 5-6 months. You know, I bet he's buzzing and all. Buzzing that Dan Burn scored. You know, everyone got on the score sheet. You know, out of our 10 outfield players, you know, because one's in goal, 8 of them scored. So that is sensational. You know, that is absolutely class. And the good thing about all them scoring them goals is that every single one of them now will be full of confidence because they've scored a goal. So I think this could be a real boost for Newcastle United, and I think we're going to go out tomorrow night and give it our all. And you know, there is all we can do, give it our best, and try and get through this cup tie somehow. Because you know, Man City is a very difficult game. It's the hardest team probably in the world at the moment in time. You know, everyone knows when you play City, you don't really get much. You know what I mean? It's a fact. Because I've got quality all around the pitch. You know, Kyle Walker for me is absolutely unreal. There was rumours he was going to Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. Why on earth would Pep Guardiola get rid of him? Kyle Walker is probably the best right back in the world, and I'm telling that now. For pace, for strength, for passing and everything, and precision, he made Magpie last season look shite. He's an absolute beast, a handful. He might be in his 30s, but for me, Kyle Walker's unreal. You know, they've got good players at the back like Diaz, you know. He's another great one. Foden, Haaland, Bernardo Silva. The list is endless. Manchester City are class. They've got Grealish there who can do stuff as well. So yeah, I think that Pep Guardiola will reshuffle his squad as well. I think there'll be a lot of change from both teams tomorrow night. But whatever team we put out, I believe we can get a win. You've got to believe, you know, you've got to believe you're going to win, and that's the treble holders and the champions of Europe and the champions of England and the FA Cup holders. But you know what it is? We're Newcastle United. We're at home. We've got a good home record. Even though we've got beat a couple of games this season at home, I truly believe that we can get to them. You know, you've got to believe that we can get a result. Simple as that. We can knock out Manchester City. You've got to believe that. Otherwise, we wouldn't be fans. You've got to believe you can do the job. So, but yeah, you've got to stop Haaland tomorrow. You know what I mean? Botman and Shaw have got the work cut out tomorrow with Haaland because he's strong, powerful, he's quick, he's a beast. He can score left foot, right foot, headers. He's absolutely a powerful player. I saw him a couple of years ago at Dortmund, and I knew he was going to come to the Premier League one day. I said he is going to be the next big thing, and he is. You know, talk about Haaland, Mbappe now, not Ronaldo and Messi's anymore. Haaland for me is by far the best striker in the Premier League, by far. You know, look, his goal he scored last season, broke records again. You know, but yeah, big game tomorrow. Yeah, let me know in the comment section what you think. Your thoughts on the game. What is your score predictions for tomorrow night? Drop them down below. That'd be great. I love to read every single one. I always comment back to you. I always give you a love heart. You know, I always respond to you. I always do with my supporters. 100%. I'm always there. So yeah, drop a comment, and if you like this video, please drop the like and hit the subscribe button. Hit that big subscribe button so you help my channel out, help me grow. I've got big plans. On the couple of videos before this, I've got a new background now. Someone made it for us. I've got a green screen, but I'm still figuring it all out. I'm not very good at all the technology stuff. That's why I just mostly do my videos like this with water in the background. You know, but yeah, a lot more to come on this channel, live watch along, stuff like that. Once I get sorted, once I get around, I've got StreamYard and that. But I just need to figure out what I'm doing, you know. But yeah, I think I'll leave it there, people. Big game tomorrow night against Manchester City in the Carabao Cup, third round at St James's Park, under the lights. It's going to be a special one, people. Take care. Have a great day, and I'll see you on the next one, people. Take care.